Is your magic meter running low? Well, we've got a cure for you. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePaoli, and in today's House of Mouse headlines, Tokyo DisneySea is getting a major expansion, plus we get a sneak peek at the upcoming live-action Dumbo movie from Tim Burton. That and so much more, so let's get to it.
Hear the latest news from the Walt Disney Company in today's House of Mouse headlines.
Let's start things off over at Disneyland Paris, where they're throwing a yoga event at Sleeping Beauty Castle with well-known yogi Tara Stiles and Goofy. Yep, that's right, I am not making this up, folks. This event will take place on Thursday, June 21st at 8 a.m. to celebrate International Yoga Day. You do need to register for the event in advance, but it is open to the public, which is pretty cool. The class will last for an hour, and you must be at least 6 years old to participate. They're describing this as a 100% Zen gathering. It's kind of cool to think about being totally Zen in a place that is normally hustling and bustling all around. This does sound like a bit of a strange event, but if I'm remembering correctly, they used to have yoga classes in Disney California Adventure before the park opened for Disney Vacation Club members. If they ever decide to throw a similar event for International Massage Day, I will be there. And now staying overseas, but this time at Tokyo Disneyland Resort, Tokyo DisneySea has announced a major expansion at their park. Yes, the arguably greatest theme park in the world is now getting larger and presumably better. This expansion will create the 8th themed port in the park, inspired by a magical spring leading to a world of Disney magic and fantasy. The areas in this port will include the Disney animated films Frozen, Tangled, and Peter Pan. There will be 4 new attractions, as well as 3 restaurants and a souvenir shop. Construction for this project is expected to be completed by 2022, which sounds incredibly fast to me. In the Frozen-themed area, we'll be visiting Arendelle after the events of the movie Frozen took place. The castle doors are open, and we'll be able to visit. There will be an attraction here telling the story of Anna and Elsa. It is mentioned to be a boat ride, so perhaps it'll be similar to Epcot's Frozen attraction. There will also be a restaurant inside the castle. Details of the restaurant haven't been released yet, but it does remind me a bit of Be Our Guest at Magic Kingdom just hearing the idea of a restaurant inside the castle. In the Tangled area, of course, you'll get to see Rapunzel's tower. You'll also be able to board a gondola attraction experiencing Rapunzel's trip to the Lantern Festival with Flynn. We'll hear the classic song, I See the Light, as we experience the lanterns floating all around us. If this attraction turns out anything close to the beauty of the film, we're in for a real treat with this one. Also in the Tangled section, we'll be getting a restaurant inspired by The Ugly Duckling. For the Peter Pan section of this port, they'll have multiple attractions. In this attraction, guests will fly over the jungles of Neverland with Peter Pan to rescue Wendy's younger brother John in a battle with Captain Hook. The second attraction will immerse guests in the world of Pixie Hollow, where Tinkerbell and her fairy friends live. In addition, there will be a restaurant inspired by the Lost Boys hideout, and this all sounds absolutely massive to me and seems like a kind of new Fantasyland. It'll be interesting to see how all of this ties into the theme of Tokyo DisneySea and whether it feels like a natural addition to the park. In addition to all of this, they'll be building a new deluxe hotel connected to this port. This seems to be the new trend for Disney hotels. We have the Star Wars Hotel being connected to Galaxy's Edge in Disney's Hollywood Studios, and a rumored Epcot hotel connecting to that park. If this is the direction they're heading in, how about we make that Hollywood Tower Hotel as an actual hotel now? Now let's head over to Walt Disney World, where a glamping experience in Pandora, the world of Avatar, may be waiting for you. This is not something you can buy, although I wouldn't be surprised if it is sometime in the future. But for now, it is the grand prize of a Walt Disney World contest where you can spend a night glamour camping in a tent filled with modern amenities. Plus, you'll get a private drum ceremony, catered dishes, a bioluminescent night hike, and some surprise guests. The night in Pandora is for one night only, but the entire prize includes a 4-day, 3-night package at Walt Disney World, along with park tickets, a gift card, and more. In order to enter, you need to create a video explaining why you should be the one to glamp in Pandora, the world of Avatar. Entries must be submitted by June 21st, and I'll include a link with more details in this episode description. Now over at Disney California Adventure, the opening of Pixar Pier is right around the corner, and now they've added another private event to experience it, but this one's for D23 members. If you're a member of D23, the official Disney fan club, you had the chance to buy tickets to this now sold-out experience where you could tour and ride attractions at Pixar Pier with an Imagineer before the park opens on Sunday, June 24th. Guests will get to ride the Incredicoaster, Pixar Pal Around, and revamped Toy Story Midway Mania as part of this event. Your Imagineer tour guide will share behind-the-scenes stories and fun facts as well. Afterward, you'll head to Disney's Grand Californian Resort and Spa for a continental breakfast where you'll receive a keepsake. Frankly, this sounds like a much better experience for $75 than that previously announced almost $300 event that takes place the day before Pixar Pier opens. So basically, if you don't suffer from FOMO and happen to be a D23 member, then you could have saved yourself approximately $225 and had what sounds like a much more intimate and personal experience. Speaking of the Incredicoaster, as the days draw nearer to the official opening of the attraction, we've received more story details. Here's the story according to laughingplace.com. The citizens of Municiberg truly appreciate the heroic efforts of supers. In fact, they're so grateful they've decided to dedicate their brand new Incredicoaster to the Parr family. Guests are invited to join in the festivities and accompany the Super family for a spin on a brand new ride. Unfortunately, Edna Mode and baby Jack Jack are too small to enjoy the coaster, so they'll have to wait for everyone else in the VIP lounge. Apparently, Jack Jack is having none of it. Using his polymorphic powers, Jack Jack escapes from Edna. And that's when the fun or terror begins. The Parr family is quick to swing into action as they attempt to save the day and catch Jack Jack. Guests will watch as each member of the Parr family tries to catch Jack Jack while he continually manages to escape by using a different power. Join Dash as he counts down the seconds to launch, then splashes you with water as he runs up the hill. At the top of the hill, both you and Dash will try to avoid the laser beams that are shooting out of Jack Jack's eyes. Brace yourself as you plummet down the first hill. The next hill features a giant Elastigirl stretching inside the tube to grab her son. Suddenly, you'll smell chocolate chip cookies and notice Mr. Incredible is punched through the tube with a cookie trying to lure the baby to him. Meanwhile, Jack Jack is on the other side of the tunnel traveling between dimensions. The third hill shows Jack Jack on fire, but not to fear, Violet's there to protect you from the flames with her purple force fields. Back on the open track, you'll be wowed by the sight of 14 Jack Jacks floating around as the ride comes to a close. Edna makes an announcement that the baby is safely back and you can return to the lounge for one final surprise. To me, this sounds pretty cool. If you had to theme California Screamin' to a Pixar movie, this sounds like a job well done. I look forward to riding it real soon. Now let's head over to Disney Channel for a new Disney Channel original movie premiering soon. It has been announced that the new Freaky Friday, based on Disney theatrical stage musical, will premiere on Disney Channel on Friday, August 10th. I've got to admit, I've never seen a single version of Freaky Friday, but I am excited to check this one out. I didn't catch it on stage either when Disney Theatrical launched a production in San Diego, so I'm very curious to hear the music created for this new musical. If you just can't wait to hear the music from the stage version, there is a studio cast recording featuring those songs available now. I'll include a link in the episode description. This new DCOM will be sure to feature some of the songs from the stage musical, so be sure to set your DVR for Friday, August 10th. And now let's talk about the new teaser trailer for Tim Burton's live-action Dumbo. Admittedly, Disney is in a bit of live-action remake overkill right now, but lordy, Dumbo looks so flippin' good. It's been a really long time since I've been excited for a Tim Burton movie, so I'm very happy to say that I cannot wait for this one. First off, I've got to say that if anyone knows where I can get that beautiful elephant weather vane shown at the beginning of this trailer, please let me know. I just love elephants and that weather vane is spectacular. So frankly, they had me in the first second. Then, in keeping with the tradition of taking songs from the animated classics and slowing them down, making them a bit creepier and sadder, we get Baby Mine from Dumbo sung in this style. Then we see Dumbo's mother sadly locked up, and then an adorable, realistic yet still animated style computer-generated Dumbo. I saw this and I immediately wanted to wrap my arms around him. It goes on to show us circus scenes and a bit of the story, plus some of the stars including Michael Keaton and Danny DeVito in what seem to be great roles for them. There is a quick little clip that includes what looks like a drunkard elephants on parade sequence. I've never been a fan of this sequence in the film, and I was hoping it wouldn't be in the live-action Dumbo, but it being a Tim Burton movie, I'm not surprised that it's still there. It's a good opportunity for him to show off his stylized weirdness that has become a trademark look for him. Overall, I'm stoked about the live-action Dumbo, due out in March 2019, and was thrilled with this first look. And there is a bit of movie news that I couldn't resist sharing because it's Newsies related. It has been announced that the live taping of Newsies, the Broadway musical, will be returning to the big screen on July 26th and 29th through Fathom events. If you have not seen this, I can't recommend it any more than I already do. It's one of my absolute favorite musicals, and this filmed version of it is breathtaking and makes you feel the same energy you would seeing it live. If you look closely, you may even see me sitting in the first row, front and center. If you happen to be a MoviePass subscriber, I know that Fathom events in the past have accepted MoviePass at participating theaters. I'm not sure if this is the case for all Fathom events, but it is worth looking into. That's the news for this week. There wasn't too much, but I do want to remind all of you that Pixar Pier at Disney California Adventure officially opens this Saturday, June 23rd. And of course, before we get going, we gotta get to this week's Twitter poll. On this past Wednesday's episode, I had a Princess Pondering featuring Tiana from The Princess and the Frog, which of course is one of the last 2D hand-drawn animated films from the Walt Disney Animation Studios. So I asked you guys on the Twitter poll, do you wish that Walt Disney Animation would make another hand-drawn animated feature? And I've gotta say, guys, I was surprised at the overwhelming response to this. No got 8% of the votes, and a whopping 92% of you said yes. I mean, I think this is great. I think it's a wonderful idea. I think that they should do it. I want to see it happen. But I didn't realize so many people were missing the hand-drawn animation style. So hopefully we'll see it come back sometime soon on the big screen from Walt Disney Animation Studios. Of course, if you want to take part in the Twitter poll, just make sure you're following DIZNEYCTC on Twitter, and you can vote every Thursday on Twitter there. Also follow DIZNEYCTC over on Instagram so that you can play the daily Disney decision every single day on Instagram Live. And on Thursdays, we have a trivia time in our Instagram story. All of our social media can be found over at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. And of course, be sure to leave those 5-star ratings and reviews on iTunes. It helps the show. It helps other Disney fans find the show more easily. It's a super simple way to help Disney Coast to Coast, and it's always appreciated. This episode of Disney Coast to Coast was produced by Philip Elke, who has supported the show through Patreon. If you'd like to become a DCTC producer or gain other rewards, more information can be found at patreon.com/DCTC. But for now, have a magical day, everybody. Bye!
Thanks for watching Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.
Disney Coast to Coast is produced and hosted by Jeff DePaoli. Learn more about the podcast and become a supporter at DisneyCoastToCoast.com.